Yo, what is good, everybody? Check this out. Uber stock is on fire. Price target just jumped to 120 after a killer's analyst update from Wells Fargo, rating it an overweight with a 24.86% upside from yesterday's close. Plus, Tesla's in the spotlight with Elon's new American party causing a stir, while Nvidia's robotics push could be a $1 trillion game changer. And we just got a bunch of letters from President Trump, and this is moving markets a lot. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get started. So, to start off, man, Uber's price target was increased to $120. Uber went crazy yesterday. The primary driver of this movement was a positive analyst update from Wells Fargo. They moved it to an overweight rating on Uber and raised the price target from $100 to $120, suggesting a potential 24.86% upside from previous closing price. We have been seeing Uber move up to a decent amount, but have your patience with this one. I'm personally waiting to see if we can break above that $100 level. This is going to be a good level to watch because if we can break above that, we can get some more movement to the upside potentially and or a bounce off of that. We also have Walmart touching that $100 level as well. I'm watching this one to break that $100 level, and honestly, past that, we might get some bullish momentum and or a bounce off of that. So keep Walmart on your radar as well. We also have a GE Aerospace deal coming out to resume in China for maintenance and sales. They're itching higher because of this, and watch GE to the upside from this good news. Fortunately, we got something bad, but I want to kind of announce to you guys, but Texas is flooding badly, and most people don't even realize how serious it is. Massive storms have slammed parts of Texas, dropping over a foot of rain in just 24 hours. Entire neighborhoods are underwater, people are being rescued by boat, and emergency crews are working non-stop. Homes are destroyed, cars are flooding, power is out in several areas, and it's not just water. There's wind damage, sinkholes, and even tornado watches. So if you're in Texas, please stay safe and listen to local alerts. And if you're watching this from outside, share this. People need to know what's going on. And I wish well for everybody going through this. So let's talk more about the big news, the July 9th deadline, or should I say the August 1st deadline now. It did get moved to August 1st. Trump came out with letters he was planning on sending out to everybody, and we got some insights on the tariffs that they can face with this. Like I showed recently, here are some of the tariffs that are posted for now. We do got some decent ones coming out, and there's more coming out as well. With all that being said, keep in mind that yesterday we did get a lot of bad news with tariffs. So potentially today we might be able to get some good news with the actual deals that we have. And we also had a little bit more of a delay back to the August 1st, or not back to the August 1st, but it got delayed to August 1st. And honestly, is it going to keep on getting delayed? And or are we going to finally get some deals? Donald Trump was kind of disappointed because he was hoping on having at least 90 deals in 90 days, but this didn't really work out as planned. As we've seen, we did get some tariff letters, so he is standing on a little bit of business, but he did kind of postpone it to the August 1st. So keep this in mind overall. Market did take a bid to the downside from all of this bad news. But honestly, later on when we get to the charts, the supports and resistance, we're going to see that stocks are rebounding, especially stocks like Nvidia and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you guys what plays I made based on this. We do got some Nvidia calls and some Apple calls, but the Apple calls aren't really hidden, but the Nvidia ones are hidden pretty well. Back on the topic at hand, on Monday, July 7th, 2025, right after the vacation, everybody's off vacation and we've seen all of this. Trump dropped a bombshell by posting letters on social media to 14 countries, including big players like Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, laying out new tariff rates on their goods coming into the US. These tariffs starting August 1st range from 25 to a hefty 40%, depending on the country. For example, Japan and South Korea are looking at 25%. So why? Trump says it's about fixing trade imbalances and pushing his American first agenda, claiming these countries have been taking advantage of the United States trade for way too long. Now, here's the wild part. These letters are basically a take it or leave it deal. Trump's team says more letters are coming, and if countries don't play ball, they could face even higher tariffs. Oh, and if they try to dodge these by rerouting goods through other countries, yeah, they'll get slapped with the higher rates anyway. The White House even pushed back the original July 9th deadline to August 1st, giving countries a little more time to negotiate or brace for impact. This move is already shaking things up. Stock markets took a hit on Monday, with the Dow dropping over 400 points, and a lot of people are worried about how this could spike prices on stuff we buy every single day. Think about cars, electronics, you name it. But Trump's team argues it's going to bring manufacturing back to the US and make trade more fair. What do you guys think? Is it a genius move or risky play? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. So Donald Trump is still slamming Elon Musk's New America Party, calling it a train wreck, warning it would only bring disruption and chaos. Trump said the US system isn't designed for third parties and pointed to the GOP's recent success, especially its repeal of the federal electric vehicle mandate. The clash comes just days after Musk launched the America Party, citing his frustration with Trump's big beautiful bill and massive spending package signed into last. Musk did a poll and it showed a lot of support, over 80% for a new political party. This new party could bring Tesla down. Like I said in yesterday's video, when Musk was in Doge, it brought a lot of time out of Tesla and investors did not like this. But recently he showed more time for Tesla, less time in politics, basically leaving Doge, and this brought Tesla up. And now with this news, Elon Musk coming out saying that he'll spend at least 12 months dedicated to this America Party. This is showing over a year away from Tesla, and investors are not going to like this plan. So keep that in mind related to Tesla stock, because we can see a downward movement because of that. So some more good news. We had Citi lifting their price target for NVIDIA to $190 per share. Also, NVIDIA is going all in on robots. And it's wild. They're calling it their next trillion-dollar move. Think AI-powered humanoid robots, self-driving cars, and smart factories. Their NVIDIA Isaac program and new Jetson Thor chip are making robots smarter, with big players like Disney and Toyota already on board. Last quarter, the robotic sales hit 567 million, up 72%. Is this the future or what? Drop your thoughts below how you guys feel about robots and autonomous vehicles. But with that being said, this is bringing NVIDIA shares up a lot, and a lot of people are betting big on AI and robotics in general. So keep that in mind overall. So we're also, potentially getting a TikTok deal, but they are kind of making a new version of the app ahead of the expected US sale, and basically making like a US only app. With all that being said, man, let's look at some supports and resistance and how stocks are moving. So honestly, man, I'm going to be looking at stocks both ways and look at how it opens up and watch news heavily today. And I'll recommend you guys do the same. I'm going to be trying to come out with shorts and even tweets to kind of update you guys with the news as things progress. But just depending on how the market looks, bullish or bearish, I'm going to be trading based on that. So I'm going to be giving you guys price targets and supports and resistance for both ways. So for AMD overall, I'm not really looking at a play, but some supports and resistance to look at will be that 138.5, 140 flat. 140 is going to be a key level. Past that 140, look at 141.5, 143, and that 144 to that 145 level. To the downside, if we do start selling off again, look at that 135, 133.5, and that 130 level to the downside. Next one's going to be Boeing. We are looking a little bit bullish, even with that news that came out. Look at that 220, 225, and that 230 to the downside. Look at 218.5, 216.5, 215, and that 214 to that 210 level to the downside. For the SPY or spider, whatever you guys like to call it, we did have a gap upwards, and we're going to see this in a lot of stocks. To the upside, look at that 622, 623.5, 625, 625.5, and that 627 level. If you could break above that 627 level, look at that 630 level. To the downside, look at 620, 618.5, and all the way down to that 615 level if we do start getting more bad news coming out. That being said, one stock that I am looking at, and I already made a play down at that 157 level, but I did do a call option, and hopefully we print out pretty well. With that being said, to the upside, please look at that 160. If we can break above that 160, 160.5, 161, 161.5, 162.5, and that 165 level for NVIDIA. If we do start falling down, and depending on how the news, if it's not too bad of news, because we are still waiting on good news with trade and stuff like that, to the downside, look at that 158.5, that 157.5, and that 156.5. I am going to be looking at another call option at around that 156.5 and or that 157.5 level, and maybe down here at that 158 level. But honestly, just have your patience, see how the news looks, and really just depending on the time of day, I'm not going to buy like a play. If we fall all the way down back here, I'm not going to buy a call option, early on in the day. But if it's like, maybe like towards the end of the day and we fall down, maybe we went up a little bit and then we came back down, that's when I'm probably going to buy the play. Kind of like yesterday, I kind of bought it towards the end of the day. And honestly, that worked out pretty well. And those plays normally hit, and I buy them 2 to 3 weeks out. So keep that in mind. But next one we're going to talk about is Apple, one that I did do a play as well on at around that 209 level. We are kind of bouncing around that 210. So watch that 210, 211.5, 213, and that 215 level for Apple. If we do start falling down some more, look at that 208.5, 207, 205, and that 200 level for Apple. We are looking a little bit more bearish and honestly not really looking too good, but really just depends on how we open up. Yesterday, we did pretty decent at open. We got to like 216, which was insane. A new high for Apple, like intraday high basically, or like for like the overall like a couple of months, we haven't hit that high basically. But with that being said, look at those price levels for Apple. Tesla's going to be next because honestly, we are looking pretty bearish. But yesterday, we kind of went up and down. We are looking like we might fill some gaps to the upside. So do look at that 300. If we can break above that 300, 305, 310, and that 315 level, if we do start falling down once again, look at that 290, 285, and that 280 level for Tesla overall. Bitcoin is looking okay, and we are kind of looking a little bit bullish now. See if it can retest, that 109.8 level. And if we can get past that 109.8, look at that 110.5 and then maybe 111. But with that being said, some stocks to trade. You can trade MSTR, moves with Bitcoin. Also Coinbase. Sorry, wrong one. Coinbase. Coinbase is a decent one. And one that I personally trade is going to be IBIT, IBIT. And it's just basically an ETF that moves with Bitcoin. These are some stocks I recommend trading today. Good luck trading today. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Comment down below some stocks that you guys are watching and how much money you guys made today. And good luck trading today. Smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and let's have a good day today. Peace out, guys.